Hello, everyone. This is Mary Elizabeth with Sacred Love Tarot. Thank you so very much for turning up and tuning in. I want to please request that wherever you're watching this from, like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification button, share, follow, give a shout out, a thumbs up. The interaction helps get the word out. So it'd be greatly appreciated if you would do that wherever you're watching this from. So before we get into this Romance Angels reading, I get this feeling that some of you have had quite a few bad experiences when it comes to romance, and you have walls built, you have boundaries up, you're very skeptical about being open and playful, letting your guard down, being vulnerable. And I think that's what you're being guided to do here. You're being guided to, there is someone coming in, tall, dark brown or to dark brown to black. You know how that you can't really tell depending on the light sort of thing. Curly hair. Looks really sexy when wet, I'm not gonna lie. I also kind of feel that this is someone who loves to really dress up to the nines. I mean, I'm talking like silk shirts and slacks with belts and wingtip shoes, kind of things like that, jackets and vests, and someone who really likes to, we would say in the South, put on the dog. Someone who really takes pride in what they look like and what they, not just what they look like, what they wear, how they smell, how they feel. I mean, really does a lot to show themselves, right? Very confident, very passionate, very articulate. And this may be someone that you are completely, it's just like a whole complete different vibe for you. So I kind of feel that you're being guided to let your hair down a little bit, trust, have that conversation about perhaps what has happened in your past. I feel like you're calling in your soulmate. Here we talk about flirting, letting your hair down, trusting in this process, trusting in the situation. And sometimes, you know, being very vulnerable. When you're vulnerable, when you're in a relationship or a partnership, and you allow your guard to, you know, you let your guard down for a little bit, and you're vulnerable, and you have that conversation about your past and what has happened and how you feel. Sometimes the person whom you're talking to, it gives them more of a understanding about why you may be a little insecure, why you may be a little shy, why you may be a little doubtful. And it's up to them if they are willing to go through this process with you, or if they are not really interested in dealing with the issues from someone else's past, right? I know that I come from a really, really awful background. It goes all the way back to my mother. And then I got married when I was 19, had a baby at 20, had a baby at 21. He was very verbally abusive, physically abusive, emotionally abusive, and I was in that for 5 years. And so every relationship after that, it was always me, you know, is this person going to be like that? And I found it very difficult and hard to trust. And sometimes there are men out there who aren't willing to deal with that. They, you know, turn a blind eye. They distance themselves. And sometimes there are men who kind of step up and they help you heal. It's not their responsibility or obligation to do it, but the love or the compassion or the happiness that they feel by being with you and around you, talking to you, etc., 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 they take on that responsibility themselves. I just want to say it again. It's not their responsibility, but some will actually take on that responsibility to help, to kind of show you that not all people people are like that, regardless of what type of relationship you're in. Not all people are going to be the abusive ones, the emotionally abusive, the physical, the sexual, the whatever the case is. Not all people will be like that. So sometimes it's important to have those heart-to-heart conversations. Be vulnerable, let your guard down, allow them to understand, allow them to have the opportunity to choose if they want to help with the healing process. It's very important that we heal for ourselves. It's not for anybody else. It's for us. It's very important that we make amends with recognizing that whatever has happened in the past should be making us stronger as opposed to making us weaker. It should be survivors as opposed to victims. We should allow ourselves to grow from these experiences and call in people who are willing, or partners who are willing to partners who understand where we're coming from, and to share that experience so they know. You have some people who have compassion and empathy, and again, they want to take on that responsibility. And then you have some people who will who will kind of stand off and back away from that, So this is a time to trust. This is a time to have that conversation. This is a time to let your guard down and be vulnerable and flirt a little bit. And because this person could, I'm not going to go as far as to say soulmate, but this person could be the person that makes a difference in your life. I went from, I don't want to get too deep, but the abuse started, of course, from the hands of my mother and my father. Went into the first man I married. That was physically, emotionally, mentally, and sexually and verbally. And then when I married my second husband, that was all emotional. It was all just about him. And he would take jobs. He was a performer, a singer. He would go on the road and be gone for like a year at a time, instead of being with me and the kids and the family. He would much rather be out there dealing with that. And that left me alone to deal with my own demons, with 3 children, and the walls kind of closing in, no friends, no family. So you get the picture. So it's important, I kind of feel, to have a partner who really gets it and understands. Some people may agree, some people may not, but it's neither here or there. We have to heal. And if we are in relationships during that healing, it's important that we have that conversation and let that person, our partner, know, so they are able to choose for themselves. I hope that makes sense. Talk soon.